Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final video of my 8x10 collection. This is binder number 15. I was actually doing this a few minutes ago, and it randomly kicked this off, so unfortunately I start all over, which is very frustrating. I just want to be done with this since I've been doing it for the last few days. After this, I still will have, like, some cards, some maybe figures, posters, maybe some programs and magazines, a couple other things to go through, but I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore during this break I have because I'm getting kind of burnt out from these 15 binder photos. But we'll get to those someday, and I guess if I ever add any more 8x10s, I'll just do some quick update video on that or something. Anyways, this is binder number 15 here. We're trying take two. We open up here with Zack Ryder, Mr. Woo Woo, and there he is with his shades and the title belt. So Zack Ryder leading off. Then we have a dual signed one, which is Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger, or Jack Haggerty as they call him these days. So there's Zeb right here in the blue. Jack Swagger signed it dark on dark, so I know it's a little hard to see, but see it right over here, Jack Swagger. So there he is. There's Zeb. So dual sign Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter when they were together several years ago. Can't keep track of it. It was like 2013, 2012, 2014. I don't know anymore. All right, next we have Zelina Vega. She's a current product diva. I don't follow that much. I don't know if she's changed her look at all, but this is like how she looked when she first came in. Zelina Vega. Then we have the human wrecking machine, Zeus. And it's PSA certed. You know what that means. It's real. And he signed it as Tiny Leister, Zeus. This is obviously from the No Holds Barred scene. Look at him ready to break through a wall. So the big man, Zeus. And then again, the PSA cert proving it's real. This is a picture of Zeus with Ted DiBiase, only signed by Zeus, though. So it says Tiny Leister, Zeus. And DiBiase, of course, in the picture with him, but only signed by the big man Zeus. Maybe I'll add DiBiase on it someday if I meet him again. I met him in 2013. This is a cool dual sign combo. Both guys are now deceased, though. So it says Tiny Leister, Zeus, and Mean Gene Okerlund. So there you see Gene interviewing Zeus on the podium for a promo. Very cool, because there's a close-up of them getting interviewed. And again, signed by both, Zeus in the blue, Mean Gene in the silver. So very cool dual sign photo of Zeus and Mean Gene Okerlund. Next we have Mr. Yes, No, No, Yes, the Zodiac. Brutus Beefcake as the Zodiac from WCW. There he is as the Zodiac. And that concludes like all the regular 8x10s. The rest are now going to be like some smaller photos, other random things. So these already aren't any kind of order, like the alphabetical order, the rest of them. So these are some smaller photos that combine like 4 into 1 to make it look like kind of like an 8x10. So we start off with Rhino. Then we have Al Snow here, a little dark on dark. Greg the Hammer Valentine here cutting a promo. And Christian here signing in a bluish, greenish kind of color. So again, we'll go through it one more time. Rhino, Al Snow, Greg Valentine, and Christian. So they are the 4 of them combined. Another combo of 4 smaller photos. So we have Nunzio. So it says Nunzio FBI. This, I don't have anything else signed by this guy, so it's pretty cool. It's Little Nate, Charles Robinson. He's right here behind Arn Anderson, the referee outfit. And we got Ric Flair over here as well, but it's just signed by, and Heenan's over there. Only signed by Charles Robinson, Little Nate there in the red. Then we have the coach down here on the bottom, and ring announcer Tony Chimmel, who I just got recently on an 8x10 in a virtual. These are some like smaller photograph things of them in the ring. So again, Nunzio, Little Nate, Charles Robinson, the coach, and Tony Chimmel. There's all 4 of them combined again. Next, we have this awesome, it's a WWF 1991 picture. I believe it's signed by 9 guys, if I remember right. Or 8 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, signed by 9 guys. I'll go through them individually. All right, so you have Brian Knobbs here on top in blue, Jake the Snake Roberts in silver, Ted DiBiase here in green, The Undertaker there in silver, Jerry Sags here in blue, Road Warrior Animal here in silver, Vincent Kennedy McMahon there in the silver, the Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart here in red, and Virgil in the corner in silver. So this is an awesome piece. And it was signed by everybody that was alive at the time when the photo was out. So the only ones who didn't sign it were Earthquake, who's dead, Big Boss Man, who's dead, Hawk, who's dead, Paul Bearer, who's dead. And since this was signed too, let's add Animal to the deceased list. And I think that's it. Everyone else is still alive for now. Yep. And it's pretty cool too. It's got big names too, like Undertaker and Vince McMahon. So again, we have the Nasty Boys, Jake the Snake, Ted DiBiase, Road Warrior, Animal, Undertaker, Virgil, and Jimmy Hart. Nice piece of a 1991 signed by 9 different guys. All right, next we have like an Eric Sims kind of piece here, signed by 6 different names here. So we have Ron Simmons here on top. We have the Disco Inferno here in the corner. Below him's the Patriot. Then we have Too Cold Scorpio. Then we have Hacksaw Butch Reed here in the bottom. And then we have Buff Bagwell over here. So pretty cool there, signed by 6 different guys. So once again, it is signed by Doom, Simmons, and Butch Reed. Marcus Alexander Bagwell is Buff Bagwell, the Patriot, Too Cold Scorpio, and the Disco Inferno. So this is an ESS piece from guys he toured with, and it's signed by 6 different names. Next is a WWF match sheet. This is signed by 8 different guys. The match sheet's obviously probably from 1991, but for some reason, Head Shrinker Samu signed it in 93. I have no idea why. So we'll go through all the names here. So we have Road Warrior Animal here on the black. Hulk Hogan dead in the middle by the WWF logo. Rocker Marty Jannetty over here in silver. Head Shrinker Samu in red. He's the one that doesn't fit in. He wrote WWF 93, so he signed it later. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Bret the Hitman Hart here in blue. Jake the Snake Roberts here like in a goldish kind of color. And Tugboat also in a goldish kind of color. So again, signed by 8 names. Road Warrior Animal, the Immortal Hulk Hogan, the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, Head Shrinker Samu, Bret Hart, Jake the Snake, and Tugboat. So really cool 8-for-1 deal on a WWF match sheet. Next is a cool Survivor Series 1987 program. There's a ton of names here. I later added 2 more onto it. I met him in person. I added Tito and B. Brian Blair. When I bought it, everybody else had already signed it. So let's go through the individual names here. So we start out with King Kong Bundy on top. Then we have Axe of Demolition. Then we have Smash of Demolition, okay? This is Coco Beware. Bobby Heenan there in blue. There's Bret the Hitman Hart. There's Jim the Anvil Neidhart. The Honky Tonk Man. There's Tito Santana, who I add on to. I met him in person. There's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. There's Jimmy Hart over here in red. There's Howard Finkel here in silver. Brutus Beefcake here in silver. There's the B. Brian Blair, who I added when I met him in person, right here in silver. And then the bottom, we have Haku as well. So in total, we have, let's see, Bundy and Demolition, that's 3. Let's see, 4 with Coco, 5 with, is that Coco or is that Mean Gene? That might be Mean Gene. Okay. Mean Gene, Bobby Heenan, the Hart Foundation, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have like 14 or 15 names on this, so it's pretty cool. It's a nice Survivor Series 87 kind of program thing. So again, yeah. So it's Bundy, Demolition, the Hart Foundation, Ricky Steamboat, Bruce Beefcake, Jimmy Hart, Honky Tonk Man, Howard Finkel, Haku, Tito Santana, and Brian Blair. So nice, cool in there in the program. This is something I bought years ago on eBay. It's from some kind of 2006 Starrcade Legends of Summer thing. So Ivan Koloff's here on top. James J. Dillon over here in the blue. Tully Blanchard in the black. This guy named Mark Anthony, I have no idea who he is. He signed it over here, though. Harley Race there in the black. And the Birdman Coco Beware over here in the blue. So that's signed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 names have signed this thing. This is on some program from an event in 2006, signed by 6 different guys. And there's the back of this program thing. Next is a Hall of Fame sheet. I bought it signed by 4 names. I added JR on it when I met him in person. So we have Tito Santana, Jim Ross, WWE Hall of Fame 07, and I got that one in person. Tony Atlas, Coco Beware, and Bushwhacker Luke. So there we go. We got 5 names on this Hall of Fame piece. And like I said, Jim Ross I added onto in person. The other 4 had already signed it. This is an awesome WWF match sheet from the Attitude Era, signed by a lot of guys. So let's go through them. We have Kane over here, Ken Shamrock, God bless, Earl Hebner, Tennessee Lee. So that's rare. I have him as Colonel Parker, but there he is as Tennessee Lee. Badass Billy Gunn, DX. Okay. Too Sexy Brian Christopher. There's No One's Dead. Road Dogg, DX. Scott Too Hot Taylor. That's before Sky Too Hot. It's called Scott Too Hot Taylor. Legion of Doom Animal. Who's this? Is that Hawk? Hawk over here. Puke, who was Jaron Drozdoff. He signed as Puke. D'Lo Brown, WWF 1998. This is Tony Garea, right here in the blue. Jeff Jarrett over here. And anybody else on here that I missed? I'm not sure if there's anybody else, but that's a pretty cool piece, though. It's got a lot of names, though, signed on there, including the Legion of Doom. That's a big one. Okay. All right. This is from the WrestleMania 2000. This guy met like all the there's pictures. He's got pictures inside here. I'm not gonna go through all the pictures. There's like Torian, for example. I have a couple of ones hidden behind here. So he met Road Dogg, DX, Tori, and X-Pac. And he's also got like an unsigned one. Like I said, there's a bunch of photos of him as he meets them. I'm not gonna take these out though and look through the photos. They're not really signed. So again, Road Dogg, Tori, and X-Pac are on this page. On this page, he's got The Godfather and D'Lo Brown. And again, you see some of the photos. Like I have them stacked on top of each other, though. I'm not going to open it up. On this page, he's also got Godfather and D'Lo. So there they are. D'Lo, Godfather. So I guess he had him sign it twice for some reason. Here's another one. No one signed this page, though. This page was signed by the Mean Street Posse. So we have Pete Gas up here, Rodney over here, and Joey Abs on this side. So the Mean Street Posse signed this one. This is from the Access in 2000 at the Anaheim. So there's some pictures of the Mean Street Posse. No one signed that page. This page was signed by Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon Dudley. So that's pretty cool. Another one of these pages. And there's more. There's Viscera, and he signed big down here, Viscera. So that's pretty cool. I don't have Viscera on 8x10, but I got the big Viscera here. Here's more pictures of guys he's meeting. Looks like it's Shawn Michaels and stuff. Or Steven Richards. I'm sorry, Stevie Richards he met. So there he signed it as Stevie. Some back page to the thing. There's Bob Backlund. There's the guy meeting Bob Backlund who got this. More pictures of me meeting Backlund. All right, this is Bruce Pritchard, Brother Love. He signed up here as Brother Love. There's the back page of another one. There's Sergeant Slaughter signed over here. There's the guy meeting Slaughter. Nice big signature there of Sergeant Slaughter. Here's another page. Nobody signed that one. Here's another page. We have Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe, Tony Garea, another one, Blackjack Lanza. So rare one there of Blackjack Lanza. Patterson's dead, so we got Briscoe, Garea, and Blackjack Lanza. So there's basically Vince's goons. Pretty cool in there. And there's the photos of him meeting all those guys. Okay. This is an indie show. I attended my local high school, Riverdale High School in Oradell, New Jersey, back in 1999. It was April 22nd, 99. Bunch of like no-name guys, but Jimmy Snuka was on the card. And then I had everybody except for the Kodiak Bear really sign this. So there's Jimmy Snuka's autograph right over here. These are a bunch of other indie guys that are on the show. I don't really know who they are, but just showing you guys that a bunch of them signed this. So pretty cool. I kept this when I was in 6th grade back in 1999. This is not this is like from the WWF fan club in 92. These are not authentic autographs, just like reprint kind of things, but it's pretty cool though. You see the Superstar Collage, they always plug that in their commercials. If you ever want to compare if your autograph looks kind of real, this is what they got. The WWF fan club 92. This is a program thing that Brian Blair sent me. He signed it himself. So he wrote B. Brian Blair. He's the only one who signed this thing though. This is from a show in 1995. Looks like it had Jim Powers, the Vampire Warrior, Virgil, Jim Neidhart on it, Luna Vachon, Brutus Beefcake, Greg Valentine. Pretty cool. This is one of those WWF. This is one of those like card lineups sheets. This is from September 12th, 1991, at the Mid Hudson Center, Poughkeepsie, New York. So let's go through who signed it. On top here, we have Coco Beware. We have the Big Boss Man. So that's a big name. He's dead for a while. The Mountie. Greg Valentine. Paul Roma there. Typhoon. Marty Jannetty. Superfly Jimmy Snuka. IRS. And the Barbarian. So in all, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I missed Jim the Anvil Neidhart too. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. So you have 11 guys signing this. Again, Coco, Bossman Mountie, Valentine Roma, Typhoon Jannetty, the Anvil, Jimmy Snuka, Barbarian, and IRS. So pretty cool in there. The WWF 1991 show in Poughkeepsie, New York. All right, next we have, this was sent to me by Brian Blair from one of his, they had this like club called the Cauliflower Alley Club, and they try to like help these guys out who died. So this was signed by Bob Cook. I don't know who that guy, Ricky something, Hunter maybe, something Miller. Ron Bass signed this. Hector Guerrero, I guess. Eric Embry. B. Brian Blair's down over here. Ron something, Ron Powers maybe, I don't know. Roddy Curtin. I don't know who a lot of these guys are, but it was pretty cool though. So Brian Blair got this signed for me at the Cauliflower Alley Club. He's appreciative because I gave him a lot of his matches on DVD, so he gave me some cool merch back. And there's the pictures of, I guess, some of the guests and things that talked about the Cauliflower Alley Club. This is another one of those WWF match sheets. This is from a show March 6, 1988. Not signed by anybody, but just going through the card. So it was Hogan and Duggan against DiBiase and Virgil. Looks like Hogan and Duggan won. It says Steamboat and Rude went to a draw. Ken Patera beat Hercules. The Bolsheviks beat the Young Stallions. Sensational Sherry beat Rockin' Robin in a women's title match. Bad News Brown beat Scott Casey. Cowboy Lang and the Karate Kid beat Little Tokyo and Lord Littlebrook. And Brady Boone beat some jobber named Jack Armstrong. Again, this is from March 6th of 88. And here's another one of those things. This is from October 22nd, 1990 in Los Angeles Staples Center. Hogan and Tugboat beat Earthquake and Bravo. The Boss Man beat the Barbarian. Slaughter beat Nikolai Volkov. The Rockers beat Power and Glory by DQ. Rugged Ronnie Garvin beat Iron Mike Sharp. Dustin Rhodes beat Black Bart. And the Genius defeated Jumping Jim Brunzell. So next are some index cards. I typed up a sheet of who the guys are so we know. All right, so we start out here. This is Paul Bearer. This is, I always put their picture in the back. Okay, this is the Mae Young. Mae Young signed that one. This is Curt Hennig. Curt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. And this is the Fabulous Moolah. So pretty cool there. So again, Bearer, Mae Young, Fabulous Moolah, and Curt Hennig. And there you go. I put their pictures on the back so I know who signed what. This is Lita, Freddie Blassie, 1996. Jake the Snake Roberts, and Captain Lou Albano. And again, I put their pictures on the back just so I know who's who in case I ever forgot. I went dementia or something. This is old school Ric Flair. This is Bret the Hitman Hart. Saba Simba, WWF Tony Atlas. And Stone Cold Steve Austin here in silver. Now it's a little hard to see in this dark, gloomy day. There they are. There's the pictures. Next, we have Ricky Steamboat the Dragon, Jimmy Snuka, Best Wishes in Sport Hall of Fame 94, Harley Race. This has been like the NWA or WCW Hall of Fame, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Okay, so again, Steamboat, Snuka, Race, and Heenan. There's their 4 photos. Next, we have Sting, Love Trish Stratus, Bill Goldberg, and Bruno Sammartino. That's a pretty big name one here, these 4. And there's the back, there's the pictures, Bruno, Trish, Sting, and Goldberg. And Goldberg also signed this little thing I sent him. Next, we have Brutus Beefcake, Killer Kowalski, Chris Chavis Tatanka, so that's awesome. We signed both. And Sable as Rena Marrow. She wrote Love Rena Marrow. So there we go again. Beefcake, Kowalski, Tatanka, and Sable as Rena Marrow. And there are pictures in the back just to show that these are the guys I got. Next, we have Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Nikolai Volkov, Ivan Putski, and the King Jerry Lawler. So pretty cool 4 index cards there of these guys. There they are, the King, Nikolai, Putski, and Duggan. Next, we have B. Brian Blair of the Killer Bees. We have Ted DiBiase with some biblical inscription from the one and only, the Warlord, and Best Wishes, Jumping Jim Brunzell. So again, we have the Killer Bees, the Warlord, and Ted DiBiase here. There's the pictures of them. Next, we have Best Wishes, Ivan Koloff. We have Cowboy Bob Orton, Diamond Dallas Page, and Raise the Roof, Booker T. So there we go, the 4 of them again. So Koloff, Orton, DDP, and Booker T. There's the pictures. Next, we have Missy Hyatt, Nick Bockwinkel. IRS, we signed both gimmicks, Mike Rotundo and IRS WWF, and Tully Blanchard with a biblical inscription. So again, we have Missy Hyatt, IRS, Mike Rotunda, Nick Bockwinkel, and Tully Blanchard. And there you go. There's the photos. All right, next we have the Honky Tonk Man, Al Snow and Head, WWF 1999, Gerald Briscoe. And thanks for remembering Lanny Poffo, the genius, who just tragically passed away recently. So nice one there, signed by Lanny Poffo, the genius. So again, Honky, Al Snow and Head, Jerry Briscoe, and Lanny Poffo, the genius. And there's their 4 pictures. Next, we have Chris Jericho, Y2J, WWF. We have the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So nice one there of Dusty Rhodes. We have Davey Boy Smith, the British Bull. Look at that. It has a full, nice signature. It looks better than even the 8x10s I have. Nice one there of Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog. And here we have Bill Alfonso Fonzie on a ECW show from 1998, or Jersey All Pro Wrestling show. So in the back, you see the photos of Bulldog, Dusty, and Jericho. And on the back of the one Fonzie signed, you also have Jason Knight, Supernova here. And I don't know if this is somebody else, but there's another one there. More index cards. Kurt Angle. I believe that's Mickey James. Let me double check. Yep, Mickey James, Jim Ross, and Seth Rollins. So there we go. Angle, Mickey James, Jim Ross, and Seth Rollins. There's their photos on the back. Last of the index cards, kind of. We have Jimmy Hart. We have Eric Bischoff, WCW 93. Again, Bill Alfonso. And me meeting Demolition and a Polaroid. They both signed it, Axe and Smash. So again, we have Jimmy Hart, Eric Bischoff, a young one from 93, Bill Alfonso, and Demolition. And again, I put their photos on the back when applicable. All right, next we have a ticket stub from an indie show I attended, House of Hardcore, December 16, 2016. It's of Tommy Dreamer. And then I have some stuff from the Armstrong family that they sent me, and they signed the back of it, I believe. Yep, so here's the back where they signed it. I'll show you guys. This is Bullet Bob Armstrong. This is Steve Armstrong. And another one of Bullet Bob Armstrong. So Bullet Bob has since passed away. All right. This is the closest I'll ever get to having a real Andre the Giant. So I don't really have an 8x10 of him, but I have a photo a fan took. So there it is, signed as Andre the Giant. Trying to make it as clear as possible so you can see it. Andre the Giant. There's Bruno Sammartino. Bob Backlund. And this one is Shaniqua. Okay, so Shaniqua, who managed the Basham brothers. So again, Andre, Bruno Sammartino, Bob Backlund, and Shaniqua, or Linda Miles as well. She's also known as Linda Miles. And yep, there's the picture of her in the back of Linda Miles. And these are the last 4, and we're done. So we have Paisley, Aldo Montoya, the Portuguese Man of War. Nice full inscription there. Kelly. And a low card WCW guy named Bobby Blaze. So again, Paisley, Aldo Montoya, the Man of War, Kelly, and Bobby Blaze. And then on the back, there's the pictures of the 4 of them. And that will complete the binders for the 8x10 collection. Eventually, I'll do cards or something else. Have a good one, everyone. Goodbye.